black at wholesale prices. What are you waiting for? We sell truckloads of siding, windows, and doors from CertainTeed, Anderson, Viwinco, Provia, and other major brands, all at wholesale prices, while offering a free contractor referral service for your expert installation needs. Keep it local, family, and professional. Visit WSDepot.com. That's WSDepot.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, we're getting ready to kick off DGS here after the top of the hour news. Obviously, Dave's still out. He'll be back on Monday. Man, did he get to experience something cool last night. Sent us some video from the Dominican Republic against Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. He and Tom Ackerman and Michael Kelly were there last night, so can't wait to hear those stories coming up on Monday. We'll talk a little bit more later on about the Cardinals. That'll be during Redbird Rush Hour stunt coming up at 5 o'clock. They won today 3-1. And we are now officially, 2 weeks from now, we will just about be getting to the first pitch.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks plus 20 minutes from now, we'll be at the first pitch for the 2026 season. And obviously, we'll be building it up. So obviously, we had the game today. Tomorrow's game at 5 o'clock will be here as well. Next week, middle of the week, I think Wednesday, Thursday, we have games as well, too. So a lot of Cardinal baseball coming your way, and going to be a different kind of season. Less worrying about lineups and such, and more just kind of watching it play out and seeing who earns their spots moving forward, right? Who shows the team that they need to be around for the long term. It's going to be a little bit different vibe, but we'll guide you all through all of that. Coming up on DGS, by the way, Dave Murray will join us in his normal spot just after 3:30. We'll have Brad Young at 4 o'clock to go through some of the latest news out there from a legal perspective. And, of course, he's also our political analyst as well, one of our political analysts as well. We're going to talk a bit about city county and the thought being thrown around that we should get back together, get the band back together. We'll get Brad Young's thoughts on that coming up later on.
Create the ultimate raised bed garden with St. Louis Composting. Our premium compost and soil mixes are perfect for filling the raised beds you'll enjoy building, and even better for growing fresh, homegrown veggies. Imagine harvesting your own tomatoes, peppers, and cilantro for fresh salsa the whole family can enjoy. And with delivery right to your door, getting started has never been easier. Visit stlcompost.com to order a convenient delivery from your phone in seconds, or stop by one of our 9 locations in the St. Louis area. St. Louis Composting, growing gardens and making memories.
Did you see the forecast? Another huge storm is tracking right for us.
I saw. Honestly, I'm not worried.
Not worried. Your roof is older than mine.
I called Happy Roof. They did a pre-storm inspection, caught a loose flashing that would have caused a major leak.
Wow, I really need that peace of mind.
Protect your happy place before the rain starts.
Booking my free inspection at thehappyroof.com or call 314-897-2310. It's all about the happy ending.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Welcome back, Gloria. For years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your Guaranteed Sold program. For those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing, inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my guaranteed sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now, it's 52 degrees downtown at the Arch. The outgoing St. Louis County executive believes a merger with the city could solve a lot of problems that both jurisdictions are facing.
St. Louis County Executive Sam Page insists he doesn't have a plan or proposal, but rather is insisting the conversation around a city-county merger needs to be had and could potentially solve budget issues on both sides. Page also says this could help the county with their problem of a lack of a future headquarters.
County headquarters could be in the city of St. Louis. Should we be spending hundreds of millions of dollars for a new building in Clayton?
Page's pitch to city residents:
the choice of residents in the city of St. Louis have is new revenue to pay for the increases in the police budget, new revenue, or service reductions.
However, pressed on whether or not he's sure that the county's budget shortfall won't become a budget problem for St. Louis City, County Executive Sam Page says he's not sure about anything. In Clayton, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
CBS News special report. A car rammed a synagogue in West Bloomfield Township, Michigan today, followed by gunfire.
We believe there is one individual deceased in the vehicle. It's been complicated because there was some fire.
Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard said investigators are still clearing the scene.
Something ignited. That's a work in progress. We're, through an abundance of caution, clearing the vehicle for IEDs or any explosives.
There is an early childhood learning center inside the building, but the children were evacuated, some by their parents. One security guard was hospitalized. CBS's Sam Vinograd on the investigation now.
The investigation will look at who the active shooter was, whether the active shooter was in touch with other individuals, and how, when, and why this individual mobilized to violence. That is all important to try to understand if there are other active threats to this community.
CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
3 people injured during a shooting at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. Police say the gunman there is dead. ODU Police Chief Garrick Shelton says emergency responders were fast to arrive.
There were 2 victims that are affiliated with the university, and they were transported to Norfolk General Hospital. We would later determine that there was what we believe was a 3rd victim that took themselves to a hospital in Virginia Beach.
President Trump is posting about higher oil prices amid the war against Iran.
Posting on social media, the president wrote, quote, "The United States is the largest oil producer in the world by far. So when oil prices go up, we make a lot of money." He also wrote, quote, "But of far greater interest and importance to me as president is stopping an evil empire, Iran, from having nuclear weapons and destroying the Middle East and indeed the world," unquote. Oil prices have surged since the war began, with the president referring to that surge as, quote, "a short-term excursion." Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
From the business desk, rising oil prices and persistent inflation are prompting Goldman Sachs economists to punt their Fed rate cut forecast to September. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
The Goldman Sachs research note says the investment firm had been expecting a rate cut in June, but that now looks too early given higher inflation projections following the oil price shock resulting from the Middle East conflict. Goldman Sachs is still predicting 2 rate cuts in 2026, with a second one in December. Goldman Sachs does say if the labor market weakens sooner and more substantially than expected, then the impact of higher oil prices on inflation may not be an obstacle to an earlier cut this summer.
The Federal Reserve meets next week, and the market is expecting the rate pause to continue. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. To Stifel downtown we go, and Scott Bedell.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Due to those rising oil prices, all 5 of the stock indexes we follow for this report opened to the downside from the opening bell and never recovered. Once the dust had settled, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had fallen 739 points, or 1.5% at 46,677. The Standard & Poor's 500 index also dropping 1.5%. They closed at 6,672. The NASDAQ Composite Index slid 1.75% to finish at 22,311. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Index turned in the worst performance, losing 2% at 1,577. Looking at some local winners from today, Spire Corporation gained 1.4% at $91.22. Clayton-based Olin Corporation advanced 9.5% at $26 and a penny. On the downside, Belden Corporation fell 5 1/3% at $116.68. Stifel Financial lost 2.5% at $70.82. And finally, Post Holdings dropped 3 3/4%. They finish at $97.76. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
I've got a crash on 55 going south just as you get past the 64, 70, 40 stack there. We've also got some road work on Lindbergh going south at Old Halls Ferry on the right side. Stall 6440 west at 270, the right lane, and a stall 141 south at 44 on the right shoulder.
Lots of sunshine on this Thursday afternoon. It's a little chilly, especially compared to the last couple of days. 56 for the high, but it's a pretty afternoon weather-wise. Tonight, partly cloudy, winds turn to the south. We'll get windy, especially late night, 45. Friday, partly sunny, windy, and 63. Saturday, partly sunny, 62. Sunday, the next cold front coming in. We're ahead of the front much of the day on Sunday, but it's rainy and there'll be some thunderstorms. Not overly concerned about the storms at this point. It's a windy 66. Northwest winds are back quickly on Sunday night. Rain and wet snow mixed. 22 for the overnight low, and Monday sunny and windy, 36 degrees, back into the 20s Monday night. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. We've got sunshine in 52 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, guys, welcome into DGS. It is Thursday. The week's flying by.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, it helps when you only have half a show today.
That's true.
Certainly helped the perception of time today. Just, what was it, last week? Andrew, were you in there last week when we were talking about the virtues of the half loaf of bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, because David told us he bought the I forget the name of the brand, but it comes in the half loaves. Lewis. There you go. And we talked about how brilliant that is for people. Like if you don't have a family of 4, well, your bread's going to be sitting around not going great. This is kind of that, right? The radio version of that. We got a half loaf of bread today. So we'll take you up till 5 o'clock. Redbird Rush Hour will pop in at 5 o'clock. Dave will be back on Monday. He had a blast last night, and I'm not going to even try to recount what we saw in the video, but I mean he'll tell you all about the experience down there. He's had himself a pretty great trip, and the game he experienced last night at the World Baseball Classic with Venezuela and the Dominican is certainly going to be a hell of a story. But he's back on Monday. We got Dave Murray in about 20 minutes or so. And then in about an hour, we'll bring our legal analyst, Brad Young, in and talk a bit about the city-county stuff that Sam Page brought up today. Be interesting to get his take on it. Eventually, we'll go deeper into it because right now it's just kind of being floated as maybe this would be a good idea. It's and we'll see if there's any further discussion that goes along with that. Rach, why don't we just get things started? We're mid-show. It's always a little weird going mid-show because it's not like build up from the beginning. But let's just dive in. Let's do Throwback Thursday.
All right. March 12th, back in the day, 132 years ago, it was 1894, and they sold the first bottles of Coca-Cola.
1894. Was that the version that had cocaine in it?
I would assume so.
Look out.
I'm sipping on a little cocaina right now.
And just to think what that became, right? This invention from, the late 19th century is now like a powerhouse, right? It's a juggernaut, the Coca-Cola company. It's pretty crazy.
It was 5 cents, fixed price of 5 cents.
Oh boy.
Pretty much everywhere you went.
They didn't
You
have
got it in a
dynamic pricing in 1894?
glass bottle.
And it stayed that way for about 200 years.
It did stay pretty cheap for a long time, right? It was less than 50 cents a bottle when I was a kid.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If I don't remember precisely, but I'm almost 100% that we could, for $1.50, you could get a pack of baseball cards, a bottle of, it was Mountain Dew we always got, but Mountain Dew, and a candy bar of some kind. You could get that all for $1.50.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
114 years ago in 1912, they founded the Girl Scouts of America. They started selling those cookies.
Man, I'm so mixed on the cookies.
Why do you say that?
They're too delicious.
Well, no, they're fine, but
too much fun to support a good cause and get delicious cookies.
I do like supporting the cause, and we buy them every year because obviously it's a good cause. And we usually get them from our next door neighbor. I'm torn on it. Because this is the same complaint I had about the Boy Scouts and their popcorn that they were selling back in the day. It's just too expensive for what it is. Like, it should be a little bit less.
I think for the how good the cookies are, because I do think they're quite good.
They are. They're not bad.
I'm willing to pay a slightly over premium.
I'm not
and
trying
I think
to,
I got like 6 boxes from Medball.
I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. What is the cause?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. My understanding is that a portion of the proceeds benefit your local Girl Scout troop. So the one that you're buying them from, they use that for activities and things along those lines. So they get some revenue.
That's the portion, though. The
Right.
portion.
I
You just blew my whole mentality.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't know how much of that goes to that. That's probably something we could look into.
Well, because I was just thinking of Pim. Remember sweet little Pim, who
Yeah.
was like, they told her she couldn't join, and then
Yeah.
another troop took her, and she set this record selling like 120,000 boxes of cookies. And on one hand, it's very heartwarming. It's very sweet. And on the other hand, it's like, why the heck do they need to sell 120,000 boxes? There's no way the troop she's in is seeing 120,000 boxes worth of profits. You know what I mean? So that's just my question. Sorry if I'm making anybody mad out there.
Rachel's
but I think I'm allowed to ask the question.
Rachel, you just went all manosphere. I'm just asking questions.
I am.
I'm just asking questions.
That,
I'm not
Polly,
saying
if you're
anything.
listening, cancel my order.
No, don't do that.
This has messed
I'm
my
not
whole brain
saying
up.
it's bad. It's just, let's dig a little deeper. When we say when it's for a good cause, it's like, well, what's the cause? I don't know what that is.
You actually say a really interesting thing. I would advise anybody, even I'm not going to name names, but some of the very large charities out there, make sure you do your due diligence before you ever donate to a charity, primarily because a lot of them are not doing the things that they say they're doing with them.
There you go.
Okay. And that, by the way, he's not making that allegation about the Girl Scout cookies.
I am not making that allegation
No
about the Girl
one's
Scouts.
making any sort of allegation. No
No.
one's making any sort of allegation. I'm
But-
just saying 120,000
I mean, I buy 'em
boxes,
every
But
year.
they better
They're
start
not getting all those profits.
They better start answering some questions.
Andrew the Inquisitor.
I'm kidding. No, I'm talking about a couple other very large charities that I know of that are not what people think that they are.
Okay.
If you dig a little deeper.
Let's go back to Throwback Thursday now that everyone in the Girl Scouts is mad at me. 69 years ago in 1957, Dr. Seuss published The Cat in the Hat. Man, that book stressed me out as a kid.
It did?
Yeah, because when Thing 1 and The Cat in the Hat is already ruining those kids' lives. He's coming in, he's making a mess.
In their house.
In
Yeah,
their
yeah.
house,
They didn't
mom's
ask for
away.
that. They didn't ask for that.
Right, they didn't, and it's like, oh, we're gonna be in so much trouble. And then he's like, I got some friends coming over. Thing 1 and Thing 2, I was melting down inside every time those two showed up because they only brought chaos with them.
And they look nasty. They look like a couple of little freaks.
They do look crazy. They have crazy hair.
So, all right, this is probably going to be a really ridiculous question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. is the Cat in the Hat in
Red
that
and white
book,
stripes, yeah.
Is it supposed to be real? Or is that the symbol of the kids making the mess themselves and blaming it on the Cat in the Hat? Kind of like the Calvin and Hobbes thing. Not to ruin it for everybody, but Hobbes is his imaginary friend who is also a stuffy.
No, Hobbes is a tiger. Have you read it?
I don't think I think that the children don't like that the mess is being created.
Right. What I'm trying to get through is the point that they were pretending that it wasn't them. They did it, or is it real? Like it could just be that it's real. I haven't read the book in a long time.
So the question is it a real cat or are these children schizophrenic?
Are they saying?
Did it
are they
really
setting this up
happen?
in their head, like playing with an imaginary friend and saying, okay, well, we can tell our parents we didn't do it because it was the Cat in the Hat, or is it just straightforward? This is a cat in a hat who's destroying everything.
Let's dive in.
Do a deep dive.
I've got the Wikipedia open right here. Let's see if there's any like a lore, like common conspiracy theories surrounding the Cat in the Hat.
When you look it up, there's a tab that comes up that said, "Is the Cat in the Hat in the kid's imagination?"
Mm-hmm. Go to the Cat's Wikipedia page, scroll down to controversy.
So, but according to this is from Wikipedia, so take it for whatever. But it says that this is the first Dr. Seuss book in which the fantasy characters, like the cat and his companions, are not products of the children's imagination. So they're real. There we go.
That cat really
We
did
solved it.
Screw everything
Yeah.
up.
So he was kind of a jerk then. But then didn't he help him? Did he help him clean it? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time for me too. I feel like it gets cleaned up before mom gets home.
Right, that's
by
true.
the
Nobody
grace
got in
of
trouble.
God.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But I don't know if the cat helped. I really don't.
Yep.
All right, 52 years ago in 1974, Kathy Lee Crosby became the first Wonder Woman on TV. She was replaced by Linda Carter in November of 1975. So I didn't know this.
I did not know that because she became Kathy Lee Gifford, right?
I don't think this is her
Not her?
because the way this is spelled is not
Oh,
like.
it's different. Okay.
Yeah, I know Kathy Lee, as in Kathy
Yeah,
Lee and Regis.
Right.
Begins with a K.
Okay,
I believe ends
different.
with an I.
Different.
This is
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Cathy, Kathy Lee Crosby.
Yeah, we only knew the Linda Carter version, or at least that's all I remembered as a kid.
Man, you got to give it to the 70s. Like you could just start a TV show and
Just
completely
switch.
recast the main character.
It's like, well,
a year later, and
nobody
everybody's like,
notices.
Linda Carter, we love you.
Yeah, nobody even noticed. It's like,
33 years ago in 1993, Janet Reno was sworn in as the first female attorney general of the United States. She served until January 20th of 2001. She died in 2016 at the age of 78.
What year did you say she was put in there?
1993.
Oh, that would have been a year before she was our commencement speaker at the University of Miami for graduation.
Whoa, was that cool?
Not really. She was boring.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She was really not an exciting public speaker. Obviously, very accomplished human being, very smart, all that. But like, no, let's put it this way: all us college kids were looking around, going, "Okay, you can stop now. It's hot. It was like 96 degrees. It was outside. We were all just ready for everybody to stop talking."
Joel in the chat confirming everyone helps clean up the situation.
Thank you, Joel.
Created by the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
And Thing 1 and Thing 2. 30 years ago in 1996, Weird Al released his 9th comedy album. Oh my goodness. How
Weird
many
Al.
albums does this guy have? This album was called Bad Hair Day, and it featured the songs Amish Paradise and Gump. I don't know those two, but I bet Andrew was
Oh, yeah.
real into those.
Were you into him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, very much.
When I was a kid,
Still
and
am. Me and my brother both.
when he first came out, it was a really big deal for all of us, when we were young. But then it kind of like, okay, it was funny for a while.
The movie with Daniel Radcliffe is really spectacular.
Really?
Yeah, it's got one of my favorite gags in any movie ever.
He seems like a good dude, Weird Al.
I thought you meant Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude
Both
too.
of them. Both of them.
I wouldn't call him a dude though. He's more of a chap
Yeah, he's a
because he's British.
He's a bloke. 17 years ago in 2009, Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty to scamming $18 billion from Wall Street investors. This is one of the largest cases of financial fraud in U.S. history. And man, people were really mad because
Yeah.
he took from the rich people.
I was going to say, that's
the
when you really get in
unforgivable
trouble.
sin.
When you
Yes.
steal from the rich people, you will pay.
Yeah.
You steal from the rest of us, you'll be fine.
And then 11 years ago in 2015, Hot Ones premiered on YouTube. You guys ever watch that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. It really depends on the guest.
Yeah,
like,
it's
if I
not
like
a
the
regular
guest, then
fix,
I'll
but
watch.
like when you see somebody on there that you think they're funny or they're interesting, it's funny.
It can be.
When they get to the last round or two, it's pretty hilarious. For some of them, they freak out. They're like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" That's pretty fun. So yeah, the misery of other people, of famous people, is fun.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
If you are looking for a custom home builder, I always suggest you check out my friends at Lombardo Homes. But especially if you're looking right now in the month of March, Lombardo has a great deal for you. This month only, we're giving you even more room to live. For a limited time, you can receive a free finished recreation room in the lower level. So you can use this for a home gym, a home office, home theater. It's perfect for entertaining, really whatever fits your lifestyle. It's your room. And it's free, but it's only in the month of March. Available in select communities. Visit LombardoHomes.com to explore, and you're going to have to ask your sales manager for details. But while you're at LombardoHomes.com, just start clicking around. Look at those Missouri homes, all the different things that are available to you. Lombardo is really synonymous with quality, with luxury, with customization. With a Lombardo home, you're getting exactly what you want. They really listen to you, and they really want to make sure you're happy. That website again, LombardoHomes.com.
At Graybar, we know your time is money. That's why our services go beyond parts and products. With kitting, pre-assembly, wire carts, and Graybar smart reels that keep you moving. We stage materials and manage logistics so you can spend less time sorting and more time installing. And with locations nationwide, we deliver when and where you need it, working to make your job easier every step of the way. Yep, Graybar does that.
You know your customers. Ralph likes his coffee black on Fridays, but Mondays he takes a little cream. Jennifer comes in every 3 years when her lease is up to get the newer and better model. And for some reason, pepperoni pizza sells like crazy on Friday nights. Who knew? At Odyssey, we have the expertise to get your media plan done right. With ads like you're hearing right now, to targeted social media campaigns, search engine optimization, and location-based advertising. Advertise with Odyssey and help us grow your business. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, girl.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If it's cold outside, the team at Morelli Tuck Pointing is still busy. During colder months, Morelli can inspect any exposed brick inside your house. If your basement has a stone or black wall, Morelli can remove the worn-out mortar from that wall and replace it with new mortar. This tuck pointing work will reinforce your foundation, prevent water from entering your home, and thwart pests. This is a great time to get the inside of your garage inspected. And the same goes for your brick or stone fireplace. I've used Morelli Tuck Pointing to repair the chimneys, walkways, and walls of 2 homes here in St. Louis. The Morelli bids are fair, their crews are super polite, and they clean their job sites. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews on Google. Winner of the BBB Torch Award and the Next Door Neighbor Fave Award, 35 years in business, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, 314 645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
So March is that time of year when a lot of us are thinking about fresh starts, maybe even getting a tax refund. And instead of spending that money on something temporary, what if you invested it in something that improves your home for decades? Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 for free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest, giving you 2 full years to enjoy the comfort before paying a dime. And this month, they're also offering a $500 bonus off your home improvement project. So if you're thinking about how to put your refund to good use this year, consider investing in something that pays you back every single month in energy savings and comfort. Locally, call 314-334-2522. You can also schedule your appointment at universalwindowsdirect.com. Buy 2, get 2 free, no payments, no interest for 24 months, $500 off your project. That's universalwindowsdirect.com.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
If you love sports, this is the show for you. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos. Weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the free Odyssey app and YouTube at The Costos, bringing you the biggest NFL news, guests, and notes from the offseason while getting you ready to win the madness of college hoops. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere for sports talk from people who love sports.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
All right, DGS here on a weird Thursday. Weird because it's short. Dave's not here. But it's not that weird. It's just weird because everything's jammed together after a ball game. So we got Dave Murray coming up in a few minutes. And then after that, we'll see if this roller coaster is going to continue. Today's not bad. It's at least when it's sunny out, it's not as windy. Yesterday was worse because it was dark out for most of the day, or at least felt like it because it was cloudy and it was super windy. It's a little bit better today. We'll see what Dave says. If it stays the same as the roller coaster that he described yesterday, I'm going to guess that we're probably just going to need to buckle in and deal with it, ride the wave through March. And then we've got at 4:00, Brad Young's going to join us. We'll talk a bit about the idea of the city and the county coming back together. And there's a couple stories out there about it today. We'll get Brad's analysis on that. And let's see here, 5:00, Redbird Rush Hour. And then, of course, the countdown to opening day. So there are only 2 more countdown to opening day shows. And that'll be these next couple of weeks. And then, of course, 2 weeks from today, we have opening day on KMOX. So is there, for you guys, I know you guys love opening day too. Is there something that's like that to you on your calendar every year that's like, I mean, a lot of people are like, it's Christmas morning, it's New Year's Eve. To me, it's opening day. Opening day is the best day of the year. Do you guys have that outside of like the regular traditional holidays? Like this is it. I'm dying for this every year.
Yeah, it's opening day.
Just opening day?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. I'm trying to think of something to compare opening day to, and I wouldn't even compare it to like Christmas or something. It's just different. It's just a totally different thing.
I compared opening day in St. Louis to what opening day is to St. Louis to what Mardi Gras is to New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like similar, like a local holiday that everybody's into. Yeah.
Let me tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. I put my money where my mouth is, literally, no pun. When I brought these guys on 3 years ago, I moved some money from my bank, which I've had for 30 years, still do, and put it over at First Missouri. The difference is I'm not getting much of any interest in the bank. At First Missouri, I get 4.27% on my checking. You get that up to $100,000. So for my listeners out there that have done well in life, like, hey, man, you can do pretty well. And it's not like a CD where I'll have to leave it in for 9 months or 18 months. It's a checking account, take it in, put it out. We just lowered, I just got an email from First Missouri. They just lowered their interest rates on car loans. They also do signature loans, which is something that banks don't do. A lot of my listeners are my age, and they have been opening accounts with their grandkids and matching what their grandkids put in to get them used to saving and finances. I think that's very cool. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry, 314-544-5050. The number 1, stmocu.org.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it's busy downtown this afternoon. In fact, they started a new emergency repair project westbound 5570. It's going to be out there now through about Saturday at noon. Right now, westbound 5570, by the way, it's between 203 and 64. 5570 westbound jams about midway between 111 and 203 into that work zone. Of course, you still have that work zone that started earlier this week. Eastbound 70 at Packers Avenue. Eastbound 70 is backed up to the Mutual Veterans Bridge. And 64, that roadwork delay approaching 157 midway up the hill to 159. Westbound 44 downtown. We had, I can't tell if it's a stall or a crash. They were working to clear it at the Poplar. Traffic's jammed back to the Mutual Veterans Bridge right now. Westbound 70, slow stuff at the city limits. There's slow stuff right through Zembel Cave Springs, TR Hughes out to Highway K, A to Z in Wentzville. Eastbound 70 looks like an incident before the Rock Road. You have a jam at 270. Southbound 170 backs up at Ladue. Westbound 64, Science Center out to McCausland. It's slow west of McKnight all the way to 270 Clarkson to Topgolf, and 364 out to Prospect where it jams to 70. South and North 270 between Manchester and Ladue busy, but southbound begins at 364. And after that, it's a little slow at 44. Southbound 55, a little busy. Gaskin 8 Bates, an incident before Merrimack Bottoms. There's a little bit of a jam up there as well. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Hear me out on this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you do have a wife or a significant other. Yeah. There's just a huge problem in your life. And then you win a giant jackpot. Mm-hmm. Don't you feel like this is your opportunity to just leave town?
You're not going to file papers now because now you're going to be legally bound to this lady.
That's what you get the lawyer for.
You're not even married and you're fantasizing about leaving your wife.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly, and it might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best. Is what I would put in my home, is what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is BartInman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Dreaming of college but worried about the cost? The Together Foundation is here to help. The Together Foundation is awarding 5 $1,500 scholarships to St. Louis area students who are ready to take the next step toward their future. Applying is simple, but time is limited, as applications will be accepted through March 31st. Learn more or apply at togethercu.org/scholarship. That's togethercu.org/scholarship. This community message has been brought to you by Together Credit Union.
All right, listen up. FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. This is a really great deal. You're going to want to take advantage because from now until that final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at a bigger winning on your college basketball bets if they hit. Trust me, you don't want to miss a single day. Build a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout, or you can try live betting and you can jump in after tip-off has already happened. Best of all, with FanDuel, you're going to get paid instantly when you win. Go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Friday morning, it's men's Billikens basketball Atlantic 10 tournament play. Pre-game 10:15, tip at 10:30. Hear all the action here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX.
Dave Murray's forecast is brought to you by the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
All right, back in on DGS here on a Thursday. Mr. Glover still on vacation. He'll be back on Monday here on the airwaves, and obviously with great stories to tell about his time down in South Florida. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler, of course, our buddy Dave Murray joining us here for his daily 3:30. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. I know Dave is listening. Dave, don't come back on Monday.
No, he's going to
come back on
then.
Tuesday. Oh, well, you don't want to.
It's too late. He's already I think he's going to be back tomorrow, I think.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Because tomorrow's good.
Yeah, okay. So
Saturday's good.
Okay, but you still got to endure Monday and Tuesday with us.
Yes.
You just don't want to be traveling on those days? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, he doesn't want to have a week in Florida. You don't want to.
Oh, I get you. You want a buffer.
What we're doing.
Got you. Yeah, we got a buffer. Yeah, he's riding the roller coaster with us.
Yes, I've decided to call it Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. So that's a throwback to all you youngies out there.
Disney.
Look it up.
It's a Disney ride.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Andrew, you've been on Mr. Toad's ride, haven't you?
I have not, because it looked stupid. And when you go to, one of the things about going to Disney is that even the stupid rides have like a 3-hour wait. And you're like, well, I can.
Well, yeah.
I could prioritize a little better.
You got to get the lightning pass. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it exists anymore in the Florida one. I feel like it used to in Disney World
I'm not sure
instead of Disneyland.
I'm not sure it exists anywhere.
I think if it was there, I've been on it because I've been at that park with children. My little sister was born 18 years after me, so we were there when I was in college, and then my daughter. So if it was there, I was on it. But I know it well because it was a legendary kind of like kiddie roller coaster kind of thing, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like Rachel had something to say.
I was going to ask you a question about Disney, but then I decided it wasn't the time because we're doing the forecast.
Okay, we'll do it after the forecast.
Okay.
We'll come back to question about Disney.
Okay. This is a strap yourself in and pull up your chair and relax. I got a lot to tell you. Okay. And it's going to be a lot to process. Okay, we're quiet tonight. Partly cloudy skies. It's okay outside right now. It's about where we should be. It's a little breezy overnight. 45. Handle that. Friday. Fine. Partly to mostly sunny. Windy much of the day. 63. Friday night, partly cloudy. 38. Saturday, nice. Best day of the weekend. Partly sunny, breezy. 66 degrees. Saturday night, the clouds come in. Nice evening Saturday night. 55 for the overnight low. Sunday, right out of the gate. Rain and some thunderstorms, gusty winds, 69 degrees. Now, I do think there'll be some severe weather. We're way far out here talking about details of severe weather. Right now, it looks like extreme south of us. Not sure at this point it bubbles up into the St. Louis area, but a very unsettled day on Sunday. Sunday night, the bottom falls out. We turn colder and we turn colder very quickly with a mix of rain and wet snow going over to snow. 22 for the overnight low, which we're sticking with. We talked about this yesterday. Could be some thunder. That shakes everybody up in St. Louis. And there could be an accumulation of 1, maybe 2 inches of wet snow that goes to dry snow Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday, partly sunny, windy, snow flurries blowing around. Wind gusts could be up to 35, 40 miles per hour on Monday. The high temperature Monday, 29 degrees.
No.
Wind chills will be in the single numbers. Monday night, the wind calms down, 14 for the overnight low. Tuesday, 35 for the high. And we're in the 60s and 70s come Thursday and Friday.
Holy crap.
Yeah, no kidding. I talked to the
That's
folks
more
at
like Space Mountain, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah, no. You have a bad back, don't get on Space Mountain. Those
Definitely
seats are terrible.
It's funny. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. If it was that, did I step on your toes?
I just want to. I talked to the folks at Eckert's Farm today,
and
obviously it's been a very warm start to spring across St. Louis. We had the 86 earlier this week. Most of the trees right now are in what they call the pink stage. They're just starting to bud, and they're very concerned about 22 degrees Monday morning, 14 degrees Tuesday morning. So keep Eckert's in your thoughts and in your prayers, because they're hoping they can get through this, but it's going to be a struggle, I think.
Yeah, it's probably less practical for them because it's a business that's doing a lot of things. I know down in Florida when freezes come, they do various things to like cover the trees.
Yep.
Try to keep some of the heat in. Is that a thing that people can do, whether you're at home or whatever?
Yeah, you turn the sprinkler on and create a layer of ice on the plant, and it keeps the temperature right around the freezing point.
Oh, really?
Instead of
wow, I didn't know that.
The teens, covering this is going to be such a cold snap that fruit trees and stuff, 25, 26, they're okay.
Okay.
There's trees in bloom. Those blooms are going to get smashed.
Oh.
As far as like certain flowers you may have up, people have peonies that are starting to bloom. I'd cover them up, but
Okay.
it's going to be tough. But don't cover them up. Don't cover them up tonight. Don't cover them up tomorrow. Don't cover them up Saturday. Cover them up during the day on Sunday. And it is going to be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, no matter what Andrew thinks about the ride.
All right, Rach, back to your Disney question.
Okay. So whenever I hear things like it's a 3-hour wait for a ride at Disney, are you really just going on like 3 rides the whole day and that's it?
No, I'm kind of exaggerating.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they can be.
On a busy,
Yeah.
if you go there the wrong time of year, like if you go Christmas week or you go during spring break season, you might only get on a handful of things.
Yeah, you might hit like 90-minute waits on. They're usually not more than about 90 minutes.
No, not with the passes that Dave was talking about.
The lightning pass.
Yeah.
I had an aunt and uncle who have been passed away for many years, but they lived around Disney in Orlando.
Okay.
And they went all the time.
Yeah.
Anybody who visited them, they would go. And we would get up like at 5 a.m. and get there at 6 a.m. And they would have it all mapped out. Here we are. This is the first ride, second ride, third ride, fourth ride, run, go.
Pretty much.
Got to get it all.
And we hit it all.
And then, Rachel, there are ways that you can schedule like a time slot that you will go, and then you'll get in a line that's only got, a handful of other people. So you're waiting maybe 30 minutes instead of 90 minutes if you go during this allotted time slot for you.
Yeah.
But just like, is everyone in a bad mood?
Sometimes.
No. Well,
it's a mix. It
depends.
can be. I've seen it like most days. Everybody's happy as hell, right? They got their Mickey ears on and they're super happy. The days, and it's been a while because I learned when I was in college, we learned when to not go. You go at the right times a year, and you're going to have a great experience, and it's pretty much happy all the time. It's not bad.
The problem is that the rides are absolutely worth waiting like 90 minutes for.
Which ones?
They're the rides.
Some of them are.
Almost all of them.
I waited.
The ones that you would
Not
wait
Mr.
90
Toad, obviously.
Not
Yeah.
Mr. Toad.
No, I mean,
the
look,
ones that you would wait 90 minutes for
Dude, let me tell you something.
are absolutely worth it.
Maybe the most miserable 90 minutes I've ever spent in line at anything ever in my life was waiting 90 minutes to get on the Dumbo ride with my little sister when she was about 4. It was 90. It's Florida, right? Or in California, right? It's going to be hot. There's nothing covering the line at Dumbo, and then it's just a carnival ride. You just sit in the little Dumbo and you go up and down while you're spinning around.
Yeah.
It's not a big, but man, the kids love it. And that's what it's all about.
My grandson loves Dumbo ride.
Yeah.
And I'll really let you know because we're taking him. They're coming in not next week, but the week after. We're going to be at Disneyland for 2 days.
Okay.
So I'll let you know and how upset I will be.
Yeah. This time of year, it might be busy. It's spring break time-ish.
Yeah. We've got our tickets, and you have the reservations and all the stuff you have to jump through, all those hoops you have to jump through. And we went through AAA, and the guy at AAA, he said, because we bought 2-day passes, we're coming home each day, but 2-day passes, and then we have a 3rd day for just Janice and I. And he
that's
said,
nice.
"Yeah,
Nice."
You got it. He said, you've got several months to use it, but he said, go Sunday afternoon. He said the people who've traveled here to go to Disneyland have left.
They're leaving, yeah.
Yeah, and the people who are here, they have school the next day or work the next day, and they leave. Said,
Disneyland
great
is really interesting because I've been told it's a place for locals. And when we went last year with my brother, when we went out for his wedding, it was night and day. Like in the morning, nobody there. And then once it hits like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, it is packed.
Really?
Yeah, because
Slammed.
they want to spend the evening there.
Mhm. Everybody goes after
Fireworks
work,
and the
they go after
restaurants
school.
and all that
Gotcha. So that would be definitely locals. Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Fun.
There you go. Any more
Well,
Disney questions, Rach?
No, I hear that. It's good to know that Andrew's exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah.
Not me.
When you get a new ride, though, it can be like difficult. Like when we went to Animal Kingdom handful of years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, the new ride was the Avatar ride.
Mhm.
And if you didn't book a time reservation, you were going to wait 2.5 hours to get on it. We got lucky. We just found one that popped open as we were walking into the park because we were trying for days to get a slot. And I'll be honest with you, if I had waited 90 minutes for that, it was worth it. It was that good.
Huh.
It's a super ride.
I'll wait 90 minutes for anything.
I'm going to tell you something. That one was worth it. It's one of those, you're on a, like a speeder, right? You're supposed to be on one of the, what are the flying animals called? I forget.
Birds.
No,
Dumbo.
No, not Dumbo. The one's in Avatar. Whatever. The dudes that you fly on, you're supposed to be on one of those. So you're kind of like almost horseback, but it's all video screen around you. So it's moving, but you're experiencing the video, and it's pretty cool because it simulates flight. Like you feel like you're flying. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Flying in the Avatar universe was pretty cool. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I
Andrew-
hope you have fun next week.
Yeah, well, we'll try. Well, it's not next week; it's the week after.
Oh, sorry,
and
sorry.
Andrew, I want you to YouTube Mr. Toad's ride and pretend you're on it.
Yeah, it looks it'll be stupid.
Thank you, Dave.
All right.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, if you're heading south on Highway 55 out of the city, you've got the usual backups, the delays from south of Arsenal to Bates. I mentioned the delays coming into Merrimack Bottom. There's an injury crash there just before Merrimack Bottom. Crews just arriving on the scene. So southbound 55 at that point now is jammed just immediately south of 270. Southbound 270 itself, 364 to Doherty Ferry's the worst of it. Northbound Manchester up to Ladou's busy. South 170 bogs down at Delmar. Westbound 64 Kings Highway to Clayton Skinkers slow. West of McKnight is busy all the way to 270. Clarkson to Topgolf. Pockets where it bunches up 364 to 70. Westbound 70 slow at the city limits. Cypress out toward the Rock Road. Eastbound 70 approaching our city into the Rock Road. We had an earlier incident at the westbound side. TR Hughes to K is bumper to bumper right now. If you're on the run downtown, westbound 44 backed up between the bridges, westbound 5570 midway between 111 and 203 over to Exchange due to road work, eastbound 70, of course, the usual delays at Packers Avenue, and slow east at 255 midway to 159. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tell you guys about my friend Charles D'Angelo. The other day on the show, we had two of Charles' clients on, Ben and Lisa. Lisa lost 175 pounds. Ben lost 300 pounds. Ben was 500 pounds. And they both reached out to Charles, and they just were so effusive with praise that it just worked. And he held their feet to the fire. And when they would hit slumps and plateaus, he would get them through it. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? 175 pounds for Lisa, 300 pounds for Ben. Whether you have 100 pounds to lose or 50 or 20 like me, reach out to Charles D'Angelo. This could be, and I don't want to be schmaltzy, but this could really be the most important phone call you make, could really turn your life around. Go to charlesdangelo.com. That's charlesdangelo.com.
Every spring brings promises, and every spring delivers surprises. This year, the Cardinals are writing a new story, and there will be plenty of surprises. Tom Ackerman is in Jupiter, Florida, with inside access to Camp Cardinals.
Presented by St. Louis Composting. Composting, growing gardens and making memories. And Happy Roof. We always create happy endings.
From breakout performances to roster revelations, get reports throughout the day on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
All right, guys, Kevin Wheeler here for the FanDuel Sportsbook, which is the official sportsbook of KMOX. It's been my official sportsbook for a really long time, 6, 7, 8 years at least, ever since it was legal to use in other states. Just couldn't use it here. Now I can. Makes me very happy. Well, what FanDuel's doing right now is making the madness of this month of March even more fun. They're giving all customers a profit boost every single day through March 15th. It's only a few more days to take advantage of this if you haven't been already. And then from now until this weekend, till the final 68 is revealed, you're getting daily profit boosts for a chance at boosted winnings on your college basketball bets. So with all the conference tournaments going on, you don't want to miss a single day of this opportunity. You can build a same-game parlay if you want to take a shot at a bigger payout. You can try live betting and jump in even after the tip-off. You don't have to get anything in or any of the action in before the game starts. You can always do that. And the best of all, when you play with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. So just visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. And remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens, and restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan, or thepeople.com. Who would I hire? I'd hire us.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
All right, TGS on a Thursday. A little short show today, but having fun with it anyway. Let me get some fun facts in, Rach.
Yeah, here's some fun facts for you. About 3% of births result in twins.
3%?
3%.
Huh. I don't know why, but that seems high, even though it makes sense.
I think it's funny how twins seem to run in families. Like, I know a family that has, like, man, I would have to sit here and count. Like, all of the siblings have had twins.
Really?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And that happens like over and over again. I feel like if you have one set in your family, like there's a high likelihood of them popping up again. I could be totally wrong, but just what I've observed. Right. Okay, here's another fun fact. St. Lucia is the only country in the world named after a real life woman.
Really?
It was named after St. Lucy of Syracuse by the French.
Syracuse in Greece?
By the French, who were the island's first European settlers. Yeah, sure.
Because we didn't exist back then.
Yeah, I don't think it was Syracuse, New York.
It was just whatever, Native American group lived there at that time. That wouldn't have been the same thing, no.
Okay, and since we were just talking about Disney in the last segment, some of the names that Disney considered for the 7 dwarves include Chesty, Tipsy, Jumpy, Dirty, Sleazy, and Awful.
They say good things come to those who wait, unless you bite into a Hot Pocket right out of the microwave. Waiting to see a financial advisor about retirement could also bring some pain. The pain of watching your money evaporate in a stock market decline. The pain of trying to figure out Social Security and Medicare on your own. Or the pain of writing huge checks to the IRS that you really didn't have to. At the All Financial Group, they believe the more you know, the better decisions they can make. They offer a complimentary retirement assessment. Find out where you are, how you're doing, and if there's a way to improve your retirement outcome. Don't wait. Call the All Financial Group today, 636-230-8824, or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com and set up your complimentary retirement review.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Here's reason 17. In today's new world, many law firms have had money injected into their firms by Wall Street, private equity, and other lenders. This money usually comes in at very, very high interest rates. It's one of the reasons you see so many lawyers advertising. I'm John Morgan. This money is expensive and the interest compounds quickly. These law firms can have a huge need for cash just to pay that debt. Why does it matter to you? My fear is your case is settled early and for far less than it's worth, just to service the loan that has mafia-like rates. Our financial strength is your advantage. That plus our reputation makes our firm your firm. Visit forthepeople.com to see our results and verdicts. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they're still on the scene working with this crash southbound 55 near Merrimack Bottom. They have the left lane shut down southbound 55. As you leave the city, southbound 55 is just typically slow south of Arsenal Debates, but it jams back at 270 down to the crash just before Merrimack Bottom. It's impacting South 270. First of all, you've got heavy traffic in pockets north of Olive down through Manchester. It's slow approaching 44 to Gravois, and then it backs up south of Tesson Ferry. At least the right lane's down to 55 because of that 55 jam. Southbound 170 is slow from Olive to 64. Westbound 64 solid from the Science Center to McCausland, Clarkson to Topgolf slow, and then Winghaven out to 70s heavy. For the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 4 o'clock right now, we've got some sunshine. It is 52 degrees downtown at the Arch. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page is proposing the city and county merge services in an attempt to solve issues with each other's budget. County Executive Page.
The time is now because after 20 years of not matching revenues and expenditures, we're at a wall.
Page believes consolidating services and expanding tax revenue could solve the budget problems. He also suggests the county's headquarters could move from Clayton to downtown St. Louis, but insists he doesn't have any sites in mind or a plan for a merger. Page says he has spoken with Mayor Spencer, who is open-minded to the idea. KMOX has reached out to discuss this with the mayor.
The suspect in a West Bloomfield Township, Michigan synagogue vehicle ramming is dead. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard.
At least one individual came to the temple. Security saw him, engaged him in gunfire.
2 law enforcement sources tell CBS News there were mortar-type explosives in the vehicle, and the suspect's body is badly burned, complicating identification. The FBI says this morning's shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia is being investigated as an act of terrorism. One of the 3 people shot has died. The gunman is also dead. It sent those in the building running.
My heart dropped. I didn't really know what was going on. I just know I had to leave immediately. I didn't know really what was going on or how close, the threat was.
Iran's leader releases a statement saying Iran will avenge the deaths of its martyrs. CBS's Matt Gutman.
Iran has been preparing for this moment for decades, and they have a strategy, and that strategy is to disrupt, delay, and deplete.
CBS News Brief. I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
President Trump touched on Iran, the Nobel Peace Prize, and other issues during an interview today with the Washington Examiner.
In a brief phone interview, President Trump was asked if he still believes he should win the Nobel Peace Prize amid Operation Epic Fury against Iran. The president responded, quote, "I don't know." And he added, "I'm not interested in it." He also said the subject has not been discussed during any of his recent conversations with foreign leaders. Trump has previously stated Cuba is next after Iran. When asked about whether he plans military operations there to combat drug cartels or anti-American leaders, the president said, quote, "That's not going to happen." Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Most spring breakers are predicted to fly, not drive to their getaway destination. That's according to Nick Jabaria with AAA, who says the partial government shutdown could affect some travelers' trips.
We know that it could be challenging, whether you're flying or driving for this spring break. Some basic tips. Remember to get there. They're recommending 3 to 4 hours, even for domestic flights, earlier than your departure time to make sure you can get through security.
Jabaria says flyers could use the TSA mobile app to check wait times at their local airport, but that could also be impacted by the shutdown.
So it may not always be up to date, but it could potentially give you a good idea of where wait times are at.
Mortgage rates rise again from the business desk.
Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year mortgage rose this week to just over 6.1%. The average rate is now back to where it was 5 weeks ago, not far from its lowest level in 3.5 years. Mortgage rates are influenced by several factors, but generally follow the trajectory of the 10-year Treasury yield, which lenders use as a guide to pricing home loans. That yield has moved higher as the war in Iran stokes inflation fears among bond market investors. I'm Alex Vega.
We will be shutting the rain and thunderstorms down as we get in and through the afternoon, but it's windy from the northwest, so our temperatures have already started to drop, and I think we're down around 48 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. Cloudy, windy, and cold tonight. It's a bundle-up evening and a bundle-up overnight. 33, but feels colder in that wind, especially this evening. On Thursday, sunny and chilly, 56. Friday, partly sunny, 63 degrees. Looks quiet on Saturday. Rain and thunderstorms return on Sunday, and much colder air rocketing in here late Sunday into Sunday night. I'm going with a low of 22 degrees Sunday night into Monday morning. Could be some wet snow involved in that, depending on how much moisture is left over. Monday, a high of only 36. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got some sun. It is 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
It's 4:05 on DGS. Dave out until Monday, making his way back to St. Louis after a really nice time down in Florida, spring training and World Baseball Classic and food and drinks and everything else with his good buddies. And, of course, he went with Michael Kelly, and Tom Ackerman's obviously down there, a lot of the three of them, the three amigos hanging out. We'll get all the stories starting on Monday when Dave is back. Rachel's here. Andrew is here. I'm here. Obviously continuing with our normal DGS type stuff. And that means bringing in our normal guests like Brad Young, who's one of our KMOX legal analysts, political analyst as well. And this, Brad, I don't know where this story is going to go, which of your hats you need on first, but it's been in our news all day long. It's been in the news, obviously, because Sam Page talked about it. But, Rach, what was it? A couple weeks ago, we had Donna Behringer in?
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Also talking about some concepts along these lines with the city and the county. Brad, so go ahead and set it up the way you want and put on whichever hat you want first.
Well, thanks, Wheels. Yeah, this is really a merger between the hats that I wear. If you ask me some dad questions, that would kind of fill out the trifecta.
Yeah.
But no, here, what Sam is recommending, and we have to read between the lines, because there's really only two ways that this merger could happen. You remember back in 2019, Better Together, that was Plan A. And Plan A required that the Missouri State Constitution be completely changed. Now, to do that, it would have required passage by the entire state. So Joplin gets to vote on it,
right.
Cape Girardeau gets to vote on it, etc. It didn't matter what the city or county did. All that mattered was the statewide vote. That was what Better Together planned. That tanked. So what I believe Sam Page is recommending is really the only other way that this could be achieved. There's only two ways. And the second way, you have to look to the Missouri Constitution, Article 6, and it spells out, because this was done when the city of St. Louis did not want to be associated with the townies and the hillbillies out in St. Louis County in 1876. So they separated. If you look at what the Constitution says, it says, and I'll make this as brief as possible, it says that the two have to create a 19-member board, that 9 people are put on the board by the city, 9 are put on by the county, 1 by the governor. They have to vote on and create this panel, would have to create the plan over a period of years to consolidate government, police departments, public utilities, so forth. And then once that plan is developed, it would have to be voted on by both the city and the county, and the city and county would have to approve it by a majority.
Okay. So in your evaluation and looking into all of this, makes sense, not make sense? I mean, when we look around the country, similar sized cities to St. Louis, either, on the smaller side and certainly on the bigger side, there are only, 3 or 4 other cities of any magnitude that are not a part of the county that they are attached to.
Well, again, you have to look at this, I think, through through three different ways.
Okay.
Wheels. One is the legal. Number two is the practical. Number three is the emotional.
Okay.
So if you look at it in the first way, by the legal, the city tried to put together this 19-member, it's called the Board of Freeholders. They actually tried to do that in 2019. The county had theirs. The governor had his recommendation, but the mayor recommended people, but the Board of Aldermen never could get their act together to vote on anybody. And so that was one of the reasons why this whole thing fell apart back in 2019, is because the city Board of Aldermen couldn't agree on their 9-member picks. So from a legal side, if this were to be happening again, the city would have to get their act together. Presumably the county could put members, the governor would, but the city would have to agree on 9 people. That's a potential problem. If they don't, the whole thing falls apart. Number two, the practical. I think in any logical, non-emotional way of looking at it, a merger from the city and the county would make sense, because you would be pooling resources. I mean, a lot of the cops out in the county don't do a lot. I mean, they're there, but they're not as busy as the ones in the city. You pool that together, make it all one police department, make it all one municipal department. That would probably make sense from a distribution of resources. But number three, the emotional. I will grow hair before this happens. Okay, I'm just telling you, because of the emotional component here, that people in the city perceive, or people in the county perceive, and to large measure correctly so, the city is in debt. There's a lot of mismanagement.
Well, so's the county.
They can't, and so is the county. But the county, they could cut their budget. They're not necessarily in debt, but you've got companies that are fleeing the city for the county. And so that 1% earnings tax issue is really eliminating itself, because eventually the city's going to go broke. So, but emotionally, people in the county don't want to care for the city. They don't want to financially carry the burden that the city has created. So practically, I just don't see any way this would ever happen because of the emotional component.
Brad, I'd like to get your opinion on something, and I feel I apologize, it's a little off track, but it does relate into what we're talking about. So one of the reasons that Sam Page gave is, why this could be a good idea is St. Louis County headquarters is having all of these issues, and they're going to have to move, and maybe they could move downtown. As I'm looking into this, the estimated cost to update the current St. Louis County headquarters for fire code compliance and the asbestos issues would cost more than $100 million. Does that number sound insanely high to anyone else?
It does sound.
Build a brand new building for less than that, can't you?
You can, and that's why there's really nobody talking about trying to revamp the current St. Louis County headquarters because of that cost. I've had a lot of cases I've dealt with over the years dealing with asbestos, and buildings that have asbestos or buildings that aren't up to code. It costs a fortune to go in and revamp existing structures. And in this instance, as Wheel said, it would either cost the same. I don't know if it'd be cheaper, but it either cost the same or maybe slightly more to get a brand new building without all of the headaches of having an old building. So that's why literally no one is discussing rehabbing the existing St. Louis County headquarters.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't even know why that number is even out there. It just seems. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that it's a non-starter.
Yeah, no one's talking about that.
Okay.
And no one, you talked about Donna Berenger, you talked about Sam Page, and people can talk about it, but literally that Better Together plan in 2019, that was the first effort, and I think that was completely funded by Rick Singfeld. But that plan was really had momentum and was moving in that direction. I won't say necessarily the right direction, but was moving in the direction towards a merger until the city Board of Aldermen could not vote on those people. And that's what collapsed the entire process. That, and it later came out that the St. Louis County executive at the time, who's the guy that did jail time? His name is Stanger. Stanger was going to be the honcho supreme. I don't remember what the title was, but he was going to be the mayor over the entire St. Louis region. And a lot of people didn't like that either. So for those reasons, it fell apart. So unless we see, number one, money, because nothing happens without money. Number one, money. Number two, a plan. And number three, a big personalities on all sides of the aisle being behind this. Unless you see those three things converging on this issue, just people talking about it, it's just going to be that. It's going to be talk without any necessarily action or momentum.
It's fascinating. Obviously, you need those first two things to come together. You have to have a plan and you have to have money. So let's say you get those down. Do you think the right people could sell it? Now, again, I don't really have a side in the yes or no, good or bad, do it or don't do it. I don't live in either place. I live in St. Charles County. But I know that everybody, from the mayor's office to the county's office to St. Charles County, we have Steve Ellman in all the time. They're always talking about how the way the city goes, the way the region goes. And we need there has to be a way that makes more sense than what we do now, which is you're running a deficit in the county. The city's obviously flagging in some ways, doing better in other ways. But like, what makes sense? And I obviously sense doesn't always win, as you point out. There's the emotional side of it. But I don't know that I think the emotional side makes a lot of sense. It's either the numbers and the ideas line up or they don't.
Well, again, I'm just going to contrast with what we learned about Better Together from 2019. The reason that the Better Together people chose Plan A, and that is just bypass the whole Missouri Constitution, Article 6, and go straight with just amending the Constitution directly. The reason they went with that, and the inside people talked about this. I was in a meeting where I heard it explained just like this, that they did not feel that St. Louis County would approve it. And so if St. Louis County wouldn't approve it, then going the Article 6 route wouldn't work. And so they chose to just amend the Constitution directly because people in Joplin aren't going to care and they're going to vote for it. So even in 2019, there was an understanding, and I believe that was because of polling data that they commissioned in 2019, that people in the county don't want to feel like they are funding the saving of the city. And if you look at the last 7 years, do you think that attitude has changed at all? And I would expect not. So even if you had the money and the personalities, I don't believe it would be practically possible to convince voters in the county that this is a good idea.
Interesting. So even if there's evidence that shows that it will make their services better and maybe help them out of their budget deficit, that emotional side is going to be tough, you say?
Well, I don't know that it would. In fact,
no,
I don't even know that
even absent that evidence. I mean, you'd have to have, line up the numbers and show them to us.
Right, but I don't even know that the numbers would prove that out. In other words, the argument I think would have to be not that it's better for you individually. Your police isn't going to get better in the county if it merges. The schools wouldn't necessarily be impacted. The fire districts would be separate as they are now. So really what you're talking about is police and taxes. And I still think if you merge the city and the county would have to pay more taxes to pay for what's going on in the city. So the argument would be that if we merge this, we can totally revitalize the St. Louis area, create a greater heartbeat for the state of Missouri, and that would benefit us all. And that's kind of subjective, because if you've got an old lady in the county saying, why should my taxes go up to help people down on Broadway? I don't know that selling the heartbeat's going to be stronger is going to overcome that recalcitrant position to say, I don't want to pay more in taxes to help people I'm never going to see.
Brad, you're the best. Thanks for jumping on.
My pleasure.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a few jams out there this afternoon. This traffic reports service of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, one of them westbound 64 approaching Kings Highway, and it goes out to Clayton Skinker. We got a crash there with some lane blockage. South 170 is a solid jam. Slow at Olive jammed Delmar all the way down onto the eastbound 64 ramp, and eastbound 64 McKnight to Big Bend's pretty heavy. Eastbound 64 is also slow, Mason into 270. Westbound 64, Clarkson past Topgolf is slow, and again, bogged down just west of Winghaven out to Highway 70. Westbound Highway 70, Riverview out through Jennings Station. There's a slowdown at the airport. There's stop-and-go pockets from Mid-Rivers out toward Highway K, more of a slowdown than it is stop, but it's pretty busy, heavier than it normally would be. North 170, 70 up to Airport Road, slow. Southbound 55, you still got heavy traffic. Arsenal to Bates, it's backed up at 270. Then it's just slow pockets down to Merrimack Bottom due to an earlier crash. North 270 at 64, we have a crash in the left lanes. That's jammed. North of Doherty Ferry, southbound from 364, pretty much all the way down to Tesson Ferry, and then it's backed up to 55 from there. Westbound 44 jams between the bridges. Eastbound 70 backs up east of the Musical Veterans to 64. Westbound 5570 backs up through 203. Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. It's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. I'm Roger Brand in the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
Is life insurance on your list of New Year's resolutions? Now is the perfect time to add it. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler for Supplement Superstores. But more specifically, I want to tell you about the top new product that's out there. It's the Burn Balance Complex. And, for months, heck, more than that, for a year plus, I've been telling you about 213 Complex. What's happening here, if I'm going to use a baseball analogy, is 213 Complex is getting Wally pipped because Burn Balance Complex is the Lou Gehrig in this comparison. It is the newest, most complete system out there for natural weight loss. It's a complete metabolism system. It's not just a fat burner. It's way more than that. And as I've experienced with 213 and now with the Burn Balance Complex, you get just a different feeling and you get pushed towards your goals that much easier. I know it's been the case for me. The number one thing with the metabolism is it gets it working the way that it should. So your body's working more efficiently and burning off fat as it should. It's a great option for people that don't want prescriptions or injections or things along those lines. And it can do a lot of other things too, man. You get all day focused energy. It's a big deal for me. But the bigger deal for me is the appetite and cravings control. So you don't continuously just give in to temptation. It really helps with that in my experience. And of course, the reduced stress can help you in a lot of different ways as well, including by lowering cortisol levels. So if you're trying to make another step forward and you want the best thing on the marketplace right now, a complete metabolism system, get into Supplement Superstores, ask about the Burn Balance Complex, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about Schnucks. I've been telling you about the boosts on the Schnucks Rewards app. Basically, just go to your app, There will be a boost section. You can basically pick the category you like and you can earn extra points, track it throughout the month. Different deals at the beginning of each month. So keep that in mind. With your Schnucks Rewards app, you also earn 2% cash back on every single purchase. That's really nice. You earn a ton of points, save money over time. Tons of other digital offers and coupons for you to take advantage of as well. They even have personalized savings. That's savings based on what you typically buy at Schnucks. So that's going to be different for every single person out there. You can even order delivery or curbside pickup straight from the app. Go download it today, the Schnucks Rewards app.
The legendary Fast Eddie of Fast Eddie's Bon Air and Cardinals Hall of Famer Jason Isringhausen.
Hey, it's that time of year again, man. It's starting to warm up. And you know the sun's getting a little brighter. I can hear the crack of the bat.
Yeah, the true pros are doing just a little bit of stretching here and there, getting rid of those winter kinks, getting ready for those days that really count, Eddie. I'm talking about the ones you'll always remember at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Boy, now that you got that right. It is all they can do to get ready for the lineup of the delicious eats, man. It's a half-pound Fat Eddie burger. Man, it's a hot chick on a stick, that big Elwood on a stick, and you know the succulent peel and eat shrimp are sitting over there on deck.
You do know I have to stretch out a little bit before I start hitting that dance floor, listening to that live music 7 days a week on that huge outdoor patio.
Well, it's like any other training, man. You got to warm up to get that party face on. It's really difficult out there to have that much fun on that warm, toasty patio. You know, like Mr. Shannon always said, if you're 21 and in the mood, it's Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
All right, DGS on a Thursday. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler hanging out. Dave will be back on Monday. Let's do some headlines.
Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. There is a Costco customer who is suing Costco over the tariffs because Costco is trying to get their money, recoup their money from U.S. Customs.
They're one
and
of a
Border
bunch of companies.
Control.
Yep.
So this customer is saying, well, Costco is now poised to be paid twice for the same tariff burden. I guess they raised their prices in order to cover
Everybody
their
did,
costs.
right? Well, I mean, if most did, yeah.
Right. But I mean, this customer brings up an interesting point. It's like, okay, so if you raise the prices on us to cover your costs for the tariffs, and then you're suing the government to get your money back for the tariffs, you're just making a ton of money.
You're doubling
here.
up.
Yeah, and the customer gets nothing.
We
in
get
return.
screwed is what we get.
So we'll follow that.
I
We'll
got to
see
be
how
honest
that
with
goes.
you. I don't know what the legal standing is there. Maybe down the road we'll have Brad talk about that. But if that's the way that it plays out now, if it's a company that can demonstrate, hey, we didn't raise our prices, we kept them the same, we ate the difference, fine. You get to keep your tariff refunds, all good. But if you're a company that raised prices to cover tariffs and then you get that money back, you should damn well find a way to give that back to your customers.
Yep.
Why should you get to double dip? I love you, Costco, and I hope you're not doing that, but but no double dipping, man. It ain't cool.
I know you love Costco, but Wheels, it is almost certain that they are.
Of course. And look, if I owned a business, I'm sure I would do it too. I mean, that's what happens in the world of business is the cost is passed on to the consumer. But in a case where you get to recoup a cost, you should then, I don't know if be required to, but I don't know, why not be required to? Why shouldn't it be the law that the company can't double dip on something? We have laws about like price gouging and things along those lines in times of emergencies. If you raise your prices and get that money that way, why should you get the double? Why shouldn't you have to refund it or find a way somehow to give your customers a break?
So Tesla is betting big on a car with no steering wheel. So it's called the Cybercab. It's basically like a full self-driving software. It's looking like it's the kind of thing where you will do like a driverless ride-hailing network. So it's not one that you own yet. The problem with the Cybercab, or the thing that's got people pausing a little bit here, is if there would be some sort of issue, there's no manual override and there's nothing for a passenger to grab onto. I saw a Waymo taxi downtown today and I was all excited. I'm like, ooh. And when I got up next to it, I was excited to see the car driving by itself, but there was a dude in there driving the car. And he looked at me like I was crazy for looking over it. But I mean, it's good that Waymo has that. They have the option for a human to drive the car if need be. These cyber cabs, they're not going to come with that option. So people are a little nervous about that.
Absolutely have the ability to override the auto mode.
Yes.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
So there is a law firm out there. You guys see them on television all the time and hear them on the radio, and they're the biggest and they're the best, and they just like to vomit that all over the place, bragging that last year they had 3 million new cases. Well, on the opposite end of that, which is a very good place to be, as far away from that as you can possibly get for my taste, is Mark Cantor, Cantor Injury Law. What he has done is set up a concierge law firm that focuses solely on personal injury cases. He is experienced. He is skillful. He has as many trials under his belt as any attorney in the St. Louis metropolitan area. He will tell you the truth. He is full of integrity. Bottom line, if you or someone you care about is injured and you think someone else may be at fault, you can't do better than Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. 314-628-9999, CantorInjuryLaw.com.
At 4:30, the update is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. We've got 53 degrees. The feels like is 44 downtown at the Arch. This just in, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israeli attacks have killed a top Iranian nuclear scientist and hit several others. Correspondent John Leister reports that reopening the blocked Strait of Hormuz is a big challenge.
The higher gasoline prices we're seeing are because the Iran war has all but closed off a vital waterway for oil exports from the Middle East. The Strait of Hormuz is so important for the world's economy that governments are looking at how to reopen what has now become an energy choke point. French President Emmanuel Macron envisages France and other countries using warships to escort tankers and container vessels. The navies of France, the United States, and other nations have recent first-hand experience. We spoke to former naval officers who have previously navigated in the Hormuz Strait. They said that warships and commercial vessels would be sitting ducks if they tried using the strait's narrow shipping lanes now. But after a cessation of hostilities, military escorts for tankers and container ships could make a difference.
Legislation requiring pornographic websites to verify visitors are at least 18 has been passed by the Missouri House. The bill would apply the requirement to websites where at least a third of the content contains pornography. Democrat Lakeisha Bosley of St. Louis voted for the bill, but says age verification should be expanded to guns and ammo, too.
We talk about age verification. You want these people to upload their IDs, but you don't even require them to show their IDs when they're trying to buy ammunition in your cities and in your counties. You don't even require them to have a database to make sure that the kids are how old they say they are.
The bill passed 125-19 with 9 House members voting present. The measure is now moving through the Missouri Senate. Time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index to Stifel and Scott Bedell.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Due to those rising oil prices, all 5 of the stock indexes we follow for this report opened to the downside from the opening bell and never recovered. Once the dust had settled, the Dow Jones Industrial Average had fallen 739 points, or 1.5% at 46,677. The Standard & Poor's 500 index also dropping 1.5% They closed at 6,672. The NASDAQ Composite Index slid 1.75% to finish at 22,311. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Index turned in the worst performance, losing 2% at 1,577. Looking at some local winners from today, Spire Corporation gained 1.4% at $91.22. Clayton-based Olin Corporation advanced 9.5% at $26 and a penny. On the downside, Belden Corporation fell 5 1/3% at $116.68. Stifel Financial lost 2.5% at $70.82. And finally, Post Holdings dropped 3 3/4%. They finish at $97.76. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, for tonight, partly cloudy and windy with a low temperature of 45 degrees. It'll feel cooler than that. For tomorrow, Friday the 13th, we'll have sunshine and a high of 63. Right now, it's 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got backups out there due to crashes. Some of them are actively being worked, like westbound Highway 64. They're still working this crash just before McCausland. The right lanes are blocked, left lanes open. Traffic's jammed back to Boyle. It's getting worse as time goes on. So we want to talk about our USPS Ground Advantage reliable route. And then we take westbound 44 because it looks great from downtown all the way out through Mid-County, all the way to 270, just barely slow ramping onto South 270. So that's a great interstate alternate to avoid the crash at 64 just west of McCausland that's creating that jam by the minute that's growing. Southbound 170 slow south of Olive, bumper to bumper Ladue to 64, eastbound 64 McKnight to Big Bend is heavy, westbound Spady out to 270 slow, and then again west of Winghaven out to Highway 70 is pretty busy. Westbound Highway 70, heavy traffic west of Kings Highway out through Jennings Station, 79 through Highway K, the worst of it there. Southbound 270 bogs down south of 364, down past to about Clayton Road, then Manchester and Pockets all the way down to 55, but northbound 270 is jammed. Doherty Ferry up to a crash that we're clearing just before 64. It's opening up at the front end, but still a solid jam. Southbound 55, Arsenal debate still heavy. It's slow from 270 all the way to Merrimack Bottom due to road work and an earlier crash. Eastbound 70 getting on to westbound 44 past the Poplar downtown's jammed. Eastbound 70's jammed. Mutual Veterans to 64, 255, midway to 159 is heavy. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball, deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz, 3 voices, 1 hour, all Cardinals. From roster battles in Jupiter to pennant races in St. Louis, the Redbird Rush Hour delivers. The Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And man, when you talk about action around college basketball, it's out there now. And if you haven't signed up yet for the FanDuel Sportsbook, first of all, stop waiting. Second of all, now's the time, because right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. So here's how it's going to work. You place a tournament bet using the token that you're going to sign up to get. You have to just claim that. And then if it doesn't win, if your bet doesn't win, you get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. So it's 10 chances to play all tournament long, from game props and money lines to spreads, totals, futures, really any way that you want to spread it around. You can even mix it up with same game parlays. Go for that bigger payout if you want to. So however you want to fill out your bracket, FanDuel's going to make it easy to stay in the action day after day. And if your bracket's out, you don't have to be out with FanDuel. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to sign up. It's time to dance at FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 and older and present in Missouri to play. Must apply the select token each day as well. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day, and restrictions apply. So you can see the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter. and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter. Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
I'll tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. If you're planning a major renovation, you want to know how the experience actually feels. Here's a 5-star online review from a homeowner in Creve Coeur who completed a kitchen renovation with Mosby. Mosby consistently exceeded our expectations. Their white glove service is no exaggeration. They truly care for their clients as if they are family, creating a stress-free experience. Every individual we interacted with was professional, knowledgeable, and patient. If you're considering a renovation, I strongly encourage you, allow Mosby to show you how a project should be managed. Don't waste your time with subpar contractors who make empty promises. Mosby promised and delivered. So a stress-free renovation is powerful praise. If you want thoughtful design and carefully managed construction, call Mosby.com and start the conversation. You won't regret 5-star remodeling experience. Again, that's callmosby.com.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
All right, Thursday on DGS, Dave back on Monday. Rachel, Andrew, Kevin, all hanging out here. Did it again. It's third-person thing again. I don't mean to. It's just weird not to say it that way. Let's finish up headlines, Rachel. I know you got some more that we didn't get to in the last segment.
Yeah, I got a couple more here. The Consumer Federation of America, a nonprofit, is estimating that people in the U.S. are losing $119 billion a year to fraud. So that is far above the reported $16.6 billion in losses that the FBI reported in 2024. They say this because only about 14% of scams are reported. So these are estimates based off of that.
Wow.
And investment schemes are the biggest drain out there.
Do you think what do you guys think on why people don't report them? Do they just think nothing's going to happen, so don't bother? That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe. And maybe sometimes they feel embarrassed.
Could be, yeah. I guess if you got taken for quite a bit of money, it could be embarrassing. But man, if I thought I could get it back, I might suffer some embarrassment.
I wonder how often you just don't know.
Good point.
That's true. I also wonder, and we're all just wildly speculating here, but if you're losing a lot and then you realize you got scammed, I wonder how many people are like hiding that from their spouse. And it's like, man, if I report this, then it's going to turn into a whole thing. I don't know.
Probably a lot of these factors in kind of sprinkled out in different percentages. Yeah.
All right. Elon Musk, everybody's favorite person. Well, he's the richest person alive. He has $582 billion. And
Poor guy.
He's just really leading the billionaire pack. I think the other billionaires might feel kind of bad because they're not nearly as rich as Elon. Number 2 is going to be Larry Page. He only has $257 billion.
Slacker.
Yeah, I bet he feels like a loser.
Oh, that whole group of people. Something else.
The 40th edition of this list of the richest people alive counts 3,428 billionaires worldwide. That's up by 400 from last year and the most since the ranking began in 1987. Their combined wealth is $20.1 trillion.
Okay.
That's up $4 trillion from a year ago.
Oh, at least they're not hurting.
And one more story for you. Homeland Security has restarted global entry. I'm sure you've seen these stories about these long airport lines. I mean, TSA is really going through it. This is all happening because there is a partial government shutdown.
Right.
I kind of don't understand the point of that, because it's like we shut down certain parts of DHS in order to protest ICE. But ICE is still being funded. It's just the people who have nothing to do that who are
right. Let's mess with TSA.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But there was a lot of pushback not funding global entry because people pay a lot of money to be a part of this program, and then it's like, it's just not available. So they have restarted that in the last couple of days.
Okay. We just know there's no way to do things simply. Just the way it is. Whether it's city, county stuff, or it's state stuff, or it's national stuff, there's no easy path.
That's true.
I guess it's because we suck, like humans. We're weird. Sometimes we're logical. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're cooperative. Sometimes we're not.
Yeah, and whenever you get like large amounts of money involved, it becomes impossible for people to compromise or come to any sort of resolution. So, it's just sad. The American people end up suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Never the people who are like actually making these decisions.
Hey, the billionaires are making money, so that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing well. They're gaining, so doesn't matter what we get. It's okay. Because those guys are the ones that feed the swamp. So as long as they're happy, everyone there is happy. And the rest of us can just be like, well, here you go, buddy. Like it or leave it.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, looks like we still have at least the right lane blocked on westbound 64 coming through McCausland for that recent crash. It's jammed at Boyle. Southbound 170 backs up to Elmore to 64. Eastbound 64 is slow. Mason to 270, 170 to Big Bend. Once you come out of the city, westbound 64 from about Spady out to 270 is heavy, slow at Top Gulf, and then west of Winghaven out to 70. A lot of heavy traffic. Westbound Highway 70 approaching Kings Highway through Jennings Station is pretty slow. At the east terminal of the airport, a little busy. Still kind of crowded from 79 almost all the way to Bryan Road from earlier trouble. Southbound 270, you are bogged down from about 364 to Ladue, and then 64 all the way down to Doherty Ferry. Big Bend down to most of the way to 55 is sort of plodding along. Northbound 270 north of Big Bend is jammed up to Manchester. Then it's slow up to 64 because of an earlier crash we had there. Southbound 55 still pretty busy from 270 all the way down to Merrimack Bottom. That's actually stop-and-go pockets. And midway down from M to Highway Z, it slows again. Westbound 44 jams downtown past the bridges. Eastbound 70 east of the Museo Veterans Bridge to 64 is backed up. Westbound 5570 approaching 203 to 64, and 64 255 midway to 159. All roadwork delays. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
So my friend Dr. Matt Bays at Bays Sports Medicine has created a concierge orthopedic medical office. No rush. This is what sets them apart from the other clinics in this space. When you come to Bays Sports Medicine, you're going to find a treatment plan tailored to your needs. So if you or someone in your family twists an ankle or has an auto accident, something that you might think about going to an emergency room for, or an urgent care, or your GP, maybe even an orthopedic surgeon, this is exactly the middle of the Venn diagram where Dr. Matt Bays and Bays Sports Medicine live. He's a sports doctor. He is an expert at regenerative medicine, the stem cell injections, and has a great commitment to customer service. 636-735-3003, BaysSportsMed.com.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Kegs and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first served. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate this hometown holiday with Dirt Cheap and Budweiser. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Are you
struggling with hearing loss? Do friends and family complain that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to repeat themselves? If you want to hear clearly again, but don't want a bulky hearing aid that makes you look old, you need to try Atom X by Audion Hearing. The Atom X is a life-changing breakthrough, precisely designed by top audio engineers, fits comfortably in your ear, is nearly invisible, and lets you adjust your sound so you can hear conversations clearly, at home, at dinner, or on the go. And right now, you can try the Atom X risk-free for 45 days. Call Audion Hearing now at 800-295-HEAR. That's HEAR for a 45-day risk-free home trial with free shipping and money-back guarantee. The Atom X is lightweight, rechargeable, practically invisible, and costs 90% less than prescription hearing aids. Don't miss out. Call 800-295-HEAR for complete details. That's 800-295-4327. Hearing for everyone. Audion Hearing.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Friday morning, it's men's Billikens basketball Atlantic 10 tournament play. Pregame 10:15, tip at 10:30. Hear all the action here on your home for Billikens basketball, KMOX.
All right, DGS, get ready to wrap up. Redbird Rush Hour at the top of the hour with yours truly and Matt Pauley. I got a question for the two of you guys, and it's not really just for you because it's about a bigger topic that I saw, a bigger story that I saw. But when's the last time, this is probably not the right way to put it, how much of the time when you're watching a movie or a TV show do you think you're looking at your phone? Like what percentage of the time do you think?
100.
I'm just going to compare.
Or more than 100 maybe?
Like, so your eyes are never on your TV?
No, I'm listening.
Not
right?
even to something you care about.
I'm attention maxing, right? So I am consuming what's on my phone and social media, perhaps a website, while also simultaneously absorbing what's going on the television.
So you're not looking at the visual medium.
Occasionally, but often no.
So it's not 100% then.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Okay.
It's obviously
what real percentage? What real percentage would you say? Because there's an interesting breakdown of like all people 18 to 54. So it's not really like young people versus X or Z or whatever. It's just really kind of all of our age range.
30.
So 30% of the time you're on the screen.
I'm on phone.
Okay, so 1/3 of the time you're on your phone.
Yeah, we could say that.
Okay, right?
Maybe.
I mean, it depends on what I'm watching.
Same with me. Let's go normal. Like not a major draw, just like a typical movie or TV show that's not your favorite. It's not like a classic, but it's good.
I'll probably look at my phone 25% of the time.
Okay. So you guys fall into the range. So there's a lot of different kind of ways that it got broken down. And I would say it very much depends. If it's something that I'm bored by, that percentage is going to go up. If it's something that I'm enjoying, that percentage can be 0. There are plenty of times if I'm watching something I really like, I don't even look at the phone once.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about like you pause the movie to go to the bathroom and check your phone, or you get a text while you're watching. Like, that's a different thing. I'm talking about scrolling, things like that. So what percentage do you think of people that were asked? So again, this is Americans between the ages of 18 and 54 say that they watch movies without looking at their phone. What percentage do you think that is?
Without ever looking,
Without looking at the phone, yeah.
I'll say 10%.
0.
Yeah, 10 to 20%. So again, it's a pretty wide age range that covers 3 generations. All of us, the generations that grew up with technology, right? You know, boomers did not grow up that way. As a Gen X kid, we didn't have smartphones, but we were growing up with tech, right? Video games and things like that. But yeah, viewers, according to this, viewers only focus on the TV screen typically 53% of the time while they're watching a show. The rest of the time, they're looking at their phone. And I find that to be fascinating. I don't really judge it because, look, if you're just doing something for entertainment, well, you're just entertaining yourself. Like, to me, there's no, like, that's good or that's bad. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you're looking at a screen, so.
Right. Exactly. You're just splitting it up. And I think it does reflect on the quality of the thing you're watching, right? If you're watching something really compelling, my phone is not, it's just sitting off to the side. I'm not even looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute you start to lose me, or if it's a TV show with commercials, boom. Let's see what's on TikTok during the commercial break, like during a ball game or something like that.
You guys know what show I've been watching recently that I've really enjoyed? It's called Neighbors on HBO.
Oh, yeah. Is that cool?
It's really good.
Yeah.
And it's very fast paced. You would like it, Wheels, because there's really like not a dull moment. It's almost edited like a TikTok. Almost, it's so fast because they cram so much in the episode. But it's basically just neighbors who don't like each other and the various hijinks they're getting into.
All right.
It's pretty good. I recommend it.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Sub-zero temperatures aren't friendly to electric vehicles, and Rivian is hoping to prove that its new R2 SUV can handle the frigid weather in an attempt to broaden its appeal. Seeking Alpha reports that the R2 was spotted in Fairbanks, Alaska, as Rivian puts the vehicle through its paces in freezing conditions in order to assure the EV's battery capabilities and establish the R2 as a rival to Tesla's Model Y. I'm Jason Brooks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely